The downfall of Tinder explained in 11 minutes by the Business Files channel, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's watch
Launch
it.
day. Tinder launches on iOS on September 2012, built inside Hatch Labs,
Tinder.
a Los Angeles tech incubator backed by IAC. The project starts as Matchbox, then pivots sharply when engineer Jonathan Badin prototypes a simple left-right swiping mechanic inspired by a deck of playing cards. The
It always started with a left-to-right swipe. By the way, let me know in the comments if any of you guys there still have hopes, still use Tinder in 2025 and year 2026. Please let me know in the comments. So let's
swipe
continue.
becomes the app's central hook. Faster than typing, easier than reading bios, and crucially, addictive. Within months, Sean Rad and his early team promote Tinder on college campuses.
Addictive to who? Addictive to who, huh? I bet might be very addictive, like for women to use, but I bet it's not for men to use. And I'm saying that because I never used such apps in my entire life, so I have no idea. But yeah, for what I saw in the internet already, things are not good. I mean, depending on the gender that you have and how pretty or pretty/ugly you are. Like, right? But yeah, let's continue.
Handing out branded hot or not cards
This
at
is gonna be
USC
fun.
fraternity houses to seed users and kickstart engagement. By early 2013, Tinder records over 350 million swipes per day, outpacing internal growth expectations and catching the attention of venture capital.
That's a
At the
lot.
TechCrunch Crunchies Awards that year, Tinder wins Best New Startup, beating out a field of better-funded competitors. Its instant match design, stripped of complexity, becomes the blueprint for a new generation of dating apps. The model works because it prioritizes scale over nuance. The more users, the more matches, and the more data. That growth lays the foundation for Tinder's global takeover, but also embeds the core problem it never solves. Swipe boom. By 2014, Tinder's daily swipe count crosses 1 billion, marking a near tripling of engagement from the previous year. The app tracks
And
over
we all
21
know
million
why.
matches per
Yep.
day, with internal data showing that 60% of users are under 25. Its low-friction interface, driven by visuals and rapid interaction, appeals most to college students and young professionals who treat the app as both entertainment and dating tool. Because each swipe offers immediate feedback, Tinder operates more like a game than a matchmaking service, rewarding volume over selectivity. This dynamic intensifies during high-traffic cultural moments. On Super Bowl weekend in February 2015, Tinder records a 50% spike in user activity, driven by concentrated travel, group
what?
gatherings, and increased downtime.
Why?
By the end of that year, the app operates in over 190 countries and ranks among the most downloaded lifestyle apps on both iOS and Android. That dominance,
Lifestyle
however,
apps.
pushes the company to find new ways to monetize.
Oh, wait. Tinder is on the category of what? No fucking way. Like, it clearly is in the wrong category, in my opinion. It's just my opinion, okay? Cool customer features, monetization features, yes. Always the hard choice that the companies have to make, right? For what I've seen up until now, like, this choice never exists. There's only one choice and only one in every single app, in every single service online nowadays, and that's this one right here.
Monetize attention at scale, triggering its first
We all
major
know
structural
that.
shift, matchmaker money. In 2015, Tinder introduces its first paid tier, Tinder Plus, marking a pivotal shift from growth-first strategy to monetization.
Wow, now is that time, huh? You buy Tinder Plus and you match with everyone like if there is no tomorrow. Like, wow, amazing! Now it's time for you to laugh, to finally find your perfect other half. Would be amazing if it really were like that, but nah, we know that this is not what happens.
Features like Passport, which allows users to swipe in different cities, Boost, which elevates profile visibility, and Rewind, which
Wow,
reverses mistaken
amazing.
swipes, are locked behind the paywall. The move positions
So
Tinder not just as a
useful.
dating tool, but as a gamified experience with purchasable advantages. Because the free version still drives high
Nah.
engagement, the company splits the user base into casual swipers and paying power users without significantly damaging overall growth. 3 years later, Tinder Gold launches, adding a new tier that lets users see who's already liked them.
Tinder
A feature
Gold,
designed to
things
shortcut
can
the
always
swipe loop
get
entirely.
worse. It's
The new tier
incredible.
succeeds immediately, pushing monthly revenue to $75 million by the end of 2019. From 2015
Oh
to
my
2020,
god.
Match Group stock,
Holy.
Tinder's parent company, rises by over
Holy cow.
600%, reflecting investor confidence in app-based romance as a
Stokes.
scalable, profitable service. At peak usage, the average Tinder user spends 35 minutes per day swiping.
I wonder how much more time do we need to wait until not only the corpus but also investors that the roots of like not all evil but a huge part of it will take to understand that there is no stonks forever, like right? They not want to just like have consistent like income, like consistent positive numbers. They want increasingly positive numbers. They want it to always grow exponentially, like forever, in like in unimaginable possible ways. That's just impossible. I mean, the world is an entire economic crisis. It's getting worse globally, everywhere, in every single country. Like damn, not even United States is an exception now. Things are becoming real bad, real fast there. In an economic way of saying, like, wow, like there is no way that the companies will keep like. Take Game Corpus, for example. They keep like starving, like with this endless greedy, like making mechanics that are only possible for you to to pass by, to trespass by, like gaching hordes. Like, and I'm saying gacha, but it's valid for many other predatory types of monetization as well. It's because for me, gacha is always the worst, like rotten type of monetization ever possible. But there are a few others out there, and we are pretty aware of that already by this point. But they don't understand that this big corpus and their investors behind of that. That in the most part is Tencent, but there's a few others as well. They do not understand that this can't go on forever. I think there are like, it was happened before the COVID, but I think the COVID like pushed that like to the roof. And people was at home and receiving like all types of support from government, and like it was infinite money to just like sit your ass in your home and do nothing and spend money on games, and they don't realize, or maybe they do, but they're looking like leftish. They are like wokes, like living on feelings. They don't want to understand that age is over. They need to rethink how they do stuff. Thinking more about like I'm using the game words because it's what I have most experience, but it's valid elsewhere. You have to value more your customer, not just like milk every single pen out of that, like until you flip that person until nothing have nothing more, and you still wanted to flip that person upside down to see if more pennies drop, like there's no way that this will happen in 2025 or beginning of 20, like it's impossible, and things will only keep getting worse. So it's like it's logically impossible for them to continue just growing infinitely, exponentially like they want to. They need to start to getting used and satisfied with just being on the positive and like being like winning at least the yearly inflation, because that's a huge like in my culture, it's kind of really impossible because every single year, things here inflates like 15 to 20%. The government always says that it's less, but if you do the true math, you realize that it's over 15%. Like there is no type of there is no type of investment that you can do here that you can win over inflation. But people keep telling you to spend your money like in meaningless investments to with the promise that will make like tons of money. And people here, because they don't teach math or economics in the schools in my country, people don't see to realize that they are being used. They don't know math, they don't know economy here, it's not taught in schools and etc. So they don't understand that even though they are gaining money, like putting in quote unquote investments here in your country, it doesn't matter if you're investing or something or not. We are always losing money to inflation here. Like there is no investment for you to protect yourself from inflation here, as long as it's not cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. There is none, like really. But yeah, let's get back to the video. I'm sorry, like for all this story, but I think it's important. I think a lot of people would like to know, to listen what I have to say about it. I don't know much about economy, okay? But I know some things. I know enough to not be made of stupid, Let's put that way.
Placing it among the most time-consuming non-gaming apps on mobile. That time-on-platform figure becomes Tinder's most valuable metric and creates the attention economy trap it can't escape. Left swipe fatigue. By 2019, user fatigue begins to erode Tinder.
Fatigue probably is the top, like most often used word in 2025. It's fatigue and epidemic, probably.
Momentum. A study conducted that year finds that 72% of women report feeling burnt out by dating apps, citing emotional exhaustion, repetitive conversations, and a lack of meaningful outcomes. Internal usage data supports the trend. Only 4.16% of matches result in a conversation, and the average exchange ends in fewer than 12 messages.
But the outcome of it results more on us than actually, oh my god, like, doesn't make any sense.
Because Tinder rewards volume over intent, users increasingly treat it as a passive activity, swiping out of habit rather than desire. The model breaks under its own scale. By 2020, the phrase
this is because they are choosing too much, or they are choosing too much for the things that we've been talking about. I mean, I wasn't, because I wasn't here yet, but I was aware. I read of this stuff, like that me and other people have been saying. Other people have been saying for more years than me, by the way. But that there is the. I always forget this word. I'm sorry, like. It's the effects on social media women bring. Like it's makes like it messes with the psyche. I'm sorry, it messes with the psyche of women, like in a way that it's destructive. And like there is no comeback. It always wants more and more. And it's not satisfied with less. So your brain kinda becomes addicted to that. And because it's addicted to that, it doesn't. You will keep looking for more and more, and to increase your standards, and you will never like accept anything less than that standards that you already exercised and was pushed by this overtone window of your mind about what you find hot, what you find attractive. So you're doomed, because no one will fit your interests when you swipe in an app like that. Because you will have this kind of chimera inside your head, like it has to be the best car, the best house, the best appearance, everything, and you're not gonna find the person. You're not. And when you probably find some person like that in an app, it's probably a fake account that is just making fun of you or something like that, or it will not probably be interested on you because if such a person exists in an app, and probably exists, but it's like it's the most the harassed type you might encounter out there. This person will have so many options available that you will never be that option. So the situation ends like this. Women with too much high standards on this app, while men like don't even fight an average. I'm not saying like a pretty, but an average woman on these apps because they are all too aiming on the top. Even the below of them, like an average man trying to go out with a below average woman, and even this below average woman is aiming higher than his. It's amazing. It's incredible how people don't understand how the world works. And this is destructive, and this kind of contributed to many of the problems that we have nowadays in society as well.
Swipe culture enters mainstream criticism, often linked to issues like choice overload and shallow interaction. Users report infinite choice paralysis,
don't tell me.
a phenomenon where too many options reduce satisfaction and lower follow.
I have this problem a lot, but I think it's kind of potentialized by my ADHD, maybe? Probably. I don't know. I just do not deal well with too many choices. So because I'm aware of that for a long time ago already, I have worked my brain, not my brain, my consciousness to always split these choices and make the least possible. To always, I try to rapidly eliminate most of the choices at the first glance, just to not drain that much my energy, with them, and not get paralyzed like this. It's a very hard task with me. But I do understand what he's saying, pretty much well.
Follow through. Gamified love. By design, Tinder's user experience mimics the variable reward system of a slot machine. Each swipe operates as a low-effort gamble, reinforced by occasional matches that deliver a quick dopamine hit. This feedback loop keeps users engaged regardless of romantic outcomes. A 2000 dopamine hit. This feedback loop keeps...
Look at that! Oh my god, it's not possible. Look at the amount of notifications that this person... Damn, oh my god, I don't even know on my laptop, on my fucking laptop. How a person deal with this on a smartphone? It's impossible. It's surreal. It's surreal. I can't. My head is spinning just by seeing this. Oh my god. And in such a note phone, looks very old. No. Of course, it's probably edited. This screen was edited on. I don't know. This is
keeps
surreal.
Users engaged regardless of romantic outcomes. A 2021 study confirms that swipe-based apps increase cortisol levels and lower self-esteem, particularly among high-frequency users who treat the app as a distraction more than a tool for connection.
God.
Because matches require minimal commitment, the act of swiping becomes decoupled from any real intention to date. MIT researchers find that 46% of Tinder users never plan to meet anyone in person, a statistic that reframes the app as an entertainment platform rather than a matchmaking service. Internal behavior data backs this up. Users swipe more often when bored than when feeling lonely. Over time, Tinder evolves into a self-esteem engine where validation matters more than outcomes. One former developer refers to it as Vegas in your pocket, not as praise, but as a critique of its core mechanics. As this shift accelerates, the gap between user engagement and actual satisfaction...
To be honest, I don't know if even if they wanted to, they would be able to fix this. If they really wanted to make people mad to make couples, and etc., how this app was supposed to be. I don't think they are capable of fixing it anymore, for real. At least with my small brain cells, I cannot I cannot perceive a future. I cannot look at a future where this is possible. But of course, I don't understand about apps and I don't understand about this stuff, but I don't know what they were supposed to do to make this work anymore. I don't think that there is any possible way to make this work, even if they wanted to fix things. Probably now they might be wanting to, or maybe looking for a solution because they are doomed and screwed. And when you're a company and you're doomed like this much, you are near an abyss, then you start to realize and look at your customer how you are supposed to. But some things, they are not coming back anymore. Even more when it's more about trust-related services and companies. Like, after you broke the trust of the customer, that doesn't matter. Even if you flip sides totally and try to do every single thing right, there is no comeback because the trust is already broken. Like, people will not come back to your service anymore. Even more if they have choices. Like other competitive choices to your service that you're offering.
Widens, fueling the next major crisis point. In 2023, Tinder records a 21% year-over-year decline in usage among its 18-25 age group, once its most engaged demographic. Exit surveys and user feedback cite the same issue. The app feels too transactional, with too few people looking for real connection. Because the interface reduces interaction to quick binary choices, Gen Z users begin rejecting the format entirely. Alternative platforms like BeReal and Discord, which emphasize shared context over anonymous matching, grow in adoption across campuses and youth communities. Copy-paste competition. By 2022, Tinder no longer leads innovation in the dating app space. Hinge grows 344% faster that year, driven by features.
And this is what happens when you're a big corpo, like champion of industry, and you get too comfortable. Isn't this lovely? I love this very much. Like, this is very interesting. I love when capitalism works how it was supposed to. Because we know that this is not the perfect, this is not the best thing that we have in society. Capitalism will never be perfect, but it's better than the only choices available out there that we are pretty much aware by this point already.
Features like voice prompts, intent filters, and in-app video dates, each one designed to prioritize conversation over swiping. Meanwhile, Bumble, which IPOs at a $13 billion valuation in 2021.
Yeah, I've been listening a lot to this name, like Bumble. I didn't even know the icon of the app. I'm seeing this right now, so this is Bumble, right? It's the first time I'm seeing how the app looks like, but I've been listening to this name quite often. But I still have no idea, like, it's the same thing, the exact same thing as, probably not, because I heard people complaining a lot about Bubble as well, so I don't know. But yeah, this name, it's become more and more common for me to listen than even Tinder. But to be honest, I'm not listening that much. Both of these. But when I listen some like these apps of Mats and etc., it's usually Bumble that I listen. People talking about.
Expands aggressively into global markets while marketing itself as a platform for serious dating. Because competitors begin tailoring user experiences to intent, Tinder's one-size-fits-all swipe model.
Which is this one? I have no idea. This icon right here, it's another company. I don't know. Is this another corp as well? I have no idea.
Starts to feel outdated. Newer entrants push even further. Thursday limits usage to 1 day per week to encourage real-world follow-through, while niche platforms like Upward, Raya, and BLK grow rapidly by catering to specific communities. Tinder's own response, a speed chat feature called Hot Takes, launches in 2021, but fails to gain traction and is quietly deprioritized within months. By copying trends instead of setting them, Tinder slips from category leader to legacy product. As feature fatigue sets in, bot problems adds another layer of instability. Bot problem. By 2023, evidence mounts that Tinder is struggling with rising bot activity. A 2022 analysis by cybersecurity firm Check estimates that up to 10% of profiles across major dating apps are fake, figures that apply similarly to Tinder, based on user reports and platform audits. Common scams include fake crypto traders, phishing links embedded in chat prompts, and profiles designed to funnel users towards subscription content like OnlyFans. Because Tinder primarily relies on algorithmic moderation rather than mandatory identity verification, many of these bot accounts persist even when they violate platform rules. Competitor platforms respond more quickly. Bumble has offered selfie-based verification since 2016, and Hinge introduces a similar feature in early 2023. Tinder begins testing photo verification in 2020, but the global rollout remains limited and inconsistent. Meanwhile, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission reports a record $1.3 billion lost to romance scams in 2022, much of it tied to interactions on dating apps. As trust declines, so does Tinder's appeal to the user base that wants to find it. CEO Chaos. Tinder's executive instability begins with the ousting of co-founder Sean Rad in 2016. He briefly returns, only to be removed again by Match Group as internal disputes escalate. By 2020, the company cycles through 5 CEOs in under 2 years, disrupting long-term planning and stalling product innovation.
Yeah. If the corp is not working, giving tons of money to investors, just take the CEO away. I hope that work does well for Twitch, but it doesn't seem to be working there. Clancy is still there, and I don't know why they're trying so much to keep him in line.
The instability traces back to unresolved power struggles most, notably between Rad, Justin Mateen, and other early stakeholders compounded by broader legal and cultural fallout. Mateen, Tinder's co-founder and early head of marketing, is banned from the company after a 2014 sexual harassment scandal involving then VP Whitney Wolfe Herd. Wolfe Herd departs shortly after and launches Bumble, a direct competitor that repositions dating app dynamics by giving women control of first contact. As Bumble gains market share, Tinder faces reputational and legal pressure from within.
So Bumble does that. Yeah, I think I heard that somewhere before. Yeah.
2018, a group of early Tinder employees, including Rad, sue Match Group for $2 billion, alleging the company deliberately undervalued the app to deny them equity payouts. The lawsuit drags for years, revealing internal emails that further damage public perception. As executives cycle in and out, innovation slows, and core product development takes a backseat to damage control, just as Tinder's AI era begins to roll out. AI Love Era. In 2023, Tinder begins integrating artificial intelligence tools directly into its core user experience. The platform rolls out AI-assisted profile writing, offering pre-generated prompts and bios tailored to user behavior. A separate feature uses machine learning to auto-select each user's best photo based on swipe data, lighting analysis, and historical performance. Later that year, AI-based match suggestions expand beyond proximity and looks, drawing on shared interests and chat history to generate compatibility scores. These tools aim to reduce decision fatigue and boost match quality, but the results don't align with user expectations. A majority of users report the opposite effect. In a follow-up study, 63% say that AI features make Tinder feel more robotic and less personal. Critics argue the platform now feels even more artificial than before, replacing spontaneity with algorithmic guesswork. The AI
I'm not saying that it's wrong though. I just feel like most of the apps nowadays that are like including AI systems, like AI supports with customer support or I don't know, just say a support like for prompting, text your profile, any stuff like that. This AI that these people use usually are so retarded. I don't know why, but are very bad AI. We know that we have bad good ones out there. I know that we have very nice ones out there, but they seem to cater always to the cheapest as ones. I don't know why, but it's what I'm seeing most out there. Like, it's too many AI websites, too many AI features on apps that you didn't ask it for, and offers a terrible AI service on that part. Like, that you should be better off with that. But to cater to investors and to make excuse to people to because it's it's like it's trending. So your app also has the AI like everyone else. So why don't you come here? But the AI sucks. It is there and it's useless, but it's there just for you, just for them to say, our app has AI, and stuff like that. Like it's so ridiculous, but somehow I even dare to say that somehow that works because I don't think that it's working. Maybe it's working for many other stuff, or maybe people just don't have a choice like we have nowadays. Like there are very few corpos that own most of the things nowadays. So you kind of do not have a choice instead of only using that. I'm saying that about platforms, the social medias, and etc. You don't have that many much choices out there. It's not like you have plenty of choices you go to. So you kind of have to deal with it anyway, even though it's terrible. That's it.
AI rollout also fails to address long-standing issues like ghosting, shallow conversations, and lack of follow-through after matches. For many users, it's not that AI is too powerful, it's that it solves the wrong problem. Dead app walking. By early 2025, Tinder's decline moves from sentiment to data. Global app downloads fall 28%.
But it's like I said, it's not, and it's not because he said something that is true. It's not also because the AI is dumb most of the time, because they are very, my accountants, for example, your first contact with them on the chat, it's always AI, and the AI is dumb as fuck. It doesn't matter how well I craft my question or whatever it is, it always replies me with more questions than I asked it before, making me, I have ADHD, like making me have even more doubts than what I had before. Instead of answering my question, it creates more doubts to me and multiplies. If I send one question and it replies me with 2 or 3 different questions for the question I asked. It's not even answers, like possible answers. It's another questions. And then if I answer some of these, it will reply me with more questions. So I usually just jump all of it, asking to talk with an attendant, or something like that. To not need to keep talking with them, with that AI, because it's just stupid as fuck. Like, it wasn't supposed to be there. Like, it doesn't work. It never helped me out without I need to talk with an actual accountant, It just make me lose my time there and make me more nervous and asking me why I'm paying money for this stupid, annoying service. It's all that, it's an example, but it's everywhere, really. Like, it's just an example that I could recall easily in my mind. Because it's very fresh since I deal with them every single day, and it's horrible customer service experience. It's horrible.
Year over year, marking the steepest drop since the app's launch in 2012. The weak enforceability of Tinder.
But why then you don't change your accountant service? Like, I don't you don't have options. How I'm supposed to say this? You have many options. But all of them are the same as this one. All are terrible. Like, you don't have a good service for this here. Like, I really hate this. Oh my god. And also all the made up bureaucracy by my government involved with it. So, Jesus Christ, it's so horrible. But yeah, it's a different topic. Let's continue.
Tinder's core swipe patent has opened the market to clones and competitors. Because the swipe no longer belongs exclusively to Tinder, the feature that once defined modern dating becomes a commodity. The dating app landscape has changed, and Tinder hasn't kept up. So what do you think about the downfall of Tinder? If you liked this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, that supports my work here on YouTube, and especially my three-tailed fox tier members, One Wolf, Heath Rowell, Fenny Sylvy, Zalost, and Tayashi for the incredible support to my work. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to all of you who supported me through Ko-Fi or Tron. Thank you very, very much. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. check out my Patreon. Link is in the description below. I think it's pretty much welcome, the downfall of Tinder and the downfall of any of these apps, because they don't work. They make people lose time. They make people lose money. They make people more depressed. They make people anxious. So it's better to don't exist. But I know. I'm talking about a fucking communist. I know that. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's not like they need to end. But I mean, it's free market. And the free market is clearly saying that it has to go because it's not working. They are failing. They are not gaining money. So yeah, probably this means that it has to end because the capitalism society, the bad, evil capitalist society, patriarchal capitalist society decided that Tinder has to end. That's it. That's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as I did. Kind of informative and also thoughtful. I say too much more stuff that I... Well, come on, the video has 11 minutes. It's now 35 minutes of recording. I hope you guys enjoyed as I did. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Support me so I can get the fuck out of this terrible, evil, communist country that is mine. And I will see you all guys in the next one. Bye. And that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. じゃあまたね